Hello everyone, welcome to mojo4industry presents digital dialogue on how to make India electrically safe. I am Subjit Roy, your host for this session, and I am delighted to have you all here with us today. This session is powered by Fluke Corporation, a leading player in the field of electronic test and measurement. Four people lose their lives every single day due to electrocution. Today, throughout this digital dialogue on how to make India electrically safe, powered by Fluke Corporation, we will delve into the root causes behind these tragic incidents and explore strategies to prevent future occurrences. We are joined by esteemed experts and thought leaders who bring a wealth of experience and insight to the table. Let me welcome Mr. P.P. Wahi, who is the former director at Central Board of Irrigation and Power, that is CBIP. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora, Senior Manager Technical at Delhi Transco Limited. Mr. Appabu Subaya, who is the former Chief Electrical Inspector in Tamil Nadu and General Secretary for National Federation of Engineers for Electrical Safety. And Mr. Prabhakaran PV, who is the Head Product Management at Fluke India. To start with, I'll invite Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora. Dr. Arora, you've been very vocal on the subject of electrical safety and making India electrical accidents free. Can you please elaborate on the main reasons of electrical accidents and help us to understand the importance of electrical safety?
First of all, I would like to start with the data of NCRB. If you look at the data of last 3 years, the contribution of lightning out of the total death that is around 17,372, and percentage of lightning is 0.68, 3.1% for my electrocution, and for fire contribute 0.37%. We are losing approximately 15 to 18,000 lives every year. It's a very painful, because every day we start with news of electrocutions and fires or accident due to lightning. It is a wake-up call for all Indians to make this India a safe country to live in. If you look at your home, even in your home, we are using extension rod. We put heavy load on extension rod. We keep extension rod here and there. Then comes switching of your load judiciously. Then comes earthing and grounding of your residential building. After that, the important factor, what I feel, is selection of your wire. Class 2 wire should be selected, but in the market you will find class 5. You have to choose it. Then comes the quality. Quality of product you purchase, that also matters a lot. After that, condition monitoring, inspections, testings. All these plays vital role. And we have already in place IS 732, which has already described 10 tests to be performed. There are some tests to be done before the electric supply is connected, or in the off condition. There are some tests to be conducted when the system is on the supply is connected. We have to test the continuity of conductor. We have to test the insulation resistance. We have to check the protection of SCLV, PLV. We have to check the floor and wall resistance, impedance. We have to test the earth electrode resistance, earth for loop impedance, polarity test, test of order of the phase, functional and operational test, and voltage drop test. You have to ensure the automatic disconnection of supply in the event of fault. You have to provide additional protection. You have to choose your RCD in a proper manner. Educate the people. We have to educate the people. We have to avoid the encroachment near the transmission lines. We have to avoid exposure to exposed live and conductive part. We have to avoid the floating neutral, that is called the arcing ground. We have to be firm and focused to follow the rules. We have to provide fire and smoke detector. We should not take safety for granted. Safety should be the X factor of every Indian. And there is a need to create zero harm culture by proper education and training.
Apabu sir, could you discuss on the existing regulations and standards set by organizations like the BIS, CEA and NBC to ensure electrical safety?
So as you rightly said, we have a constitutional right, that is right to live, enshrined under Article 21 of the Constitution. Every state, every government has to afford security to the life of every citizen. So that's the thing. So recently, I have seen a judgment from the Honorable Supreme Court of India. It is based on the electrocution that occurred to a conductor snapping. Due to a conductor snapping, he went up to the Supreme Court of India. What the importance of the judgment is liability. That is, it's a strict liability. Nobody can shake their hands. People who provide electric supply means they know the hazard. It's whoever may be, those who provide, who are all responsible, shall be accountable under strict liability. It is not due to the negligence and other things. It's a strict liability. So that's why the Act, regulation, codes and standards have everything have been prescribed, especially in the year 2023. A lot of revisions have come into existence in regulation as well as the codes and standards. So the first thing we know from the statistics, from the experience, what we know is nearly 30 to 35% of the electrocution occurs due to the conductor snapping to the public. And next 40% occurs in the domestic and the LT installations. So these are the people who are handling electric supply, who are suffering. They are general citizens of the country who don't know anything, any major idea about electricity. They think that we are safe. But in my opinion, the major accident, major statistics shows, point fingers towards the conductor snapping from the DISCOM and the consumers or owners' negligence in providing initial verification. Another thing, periodical verification is an important thing to avoid any mishap. It's periodical verification not only by the consumer, it is in the regulation itself that periodicity should be maintained. That is, implementation should be made on every installation by the implementing authorities. As per Regulation 18, the supplier has to provide earthed neutral terminal. Up to the consumer premises, the supplier's portion is combined neutral and protective conductor. That is TNC system. The system of TT or TNS starts at the consumer premises. So once this Regulation 18 is addressed, we can avoid more than 40 to 50% of accidents, whether it be a neutral cut and damage in the consumer property or a fire that occurring in a domestic or residential installation. So these are the main objectives. There are strong codes, regulations, rules, but in the implementation part, it is really missing on the part of all the stakeholders. Stakeholder means, I can say it is a distribution company, it's the consumer, it's the contractor, and the designer, and the verifier. This is all from my point of view, Mr. Subhajit, you can go ahead with other.
Despite having regulations and standards, there are challenges in the wake of electrical safety. Now I would request Mr. P.P. Wahi sir to highlight some of the common electrical safety hazards faced in India and also share a few best practices.
What briefly I have to say is that electricity is basically an invisible thing. Nobody is in a position to see. People are really, unfortunately, they are ignorant because they do not know what are the constraints for the problems you see they have in their houses, from their wiring, from their switches. Very rightly, Rajesh has clarified many of the things, but still we have to go a long way in educating the people. That is our sacred duty, and also awakening the Ministry of Power, awakening the Central Electricity Authority, awakening the distribution utilities. Probably they are 65 to 70 number in the country. The first thing I would require, you see, as a challenge, that we must issue the licenses to all the electricians in the country, to all the contractors. They must be licensed one, not Tom, Dick, and Harry. Everybody comes to you, you say, I'm an electrician and I may be allowed to do the wiring. So it doesn't know anything, doesn't know much, can create. Because if he uses the wrong material, using a wrong size of wiring, uses the wrong protection, you see, what is there going to be? We're going to have the accidents like that. So they are required to, the suggestion is that they have got to be, there is a, Government of India has started already the power sector, Ministry of Power Sector Skill Council. They have created many years back. The headquarters is at Delhi, and then they have got their branches, their training centers in the country. So what I wish to say, all the electricians, all the contractors who want to work in the power sector, they must be trained, certified by them, licensed by them, and only then they should be in a fit position to work in our country as electricians or as contractors. So second is that there should be a list of contractors who are authorized contractors in the system, and the work should only be given by us to those contractors. That list should be available in the system. So what I want to say is that beside the proper protection, like providing for overloading and earth fault protections, like MCVs and ELCVs, or we say RCBs, they are available. They are the electricians and contractors, they know it. So that proper protection should be there. The wiring should be the proper size. Then the panels, the wiring, whatever is to be done in the home, should be properly designed by an authorized person, and exactly the electrician and contractor, they should follow that. So proper earthing has to be ensured. The distribution companies, they extend the earthing, and that should be connected with our house wiring. That should be, if not, then the separate earthing should be created by us in our houses, and they certified by the contractor and then the distribution company. So there should be record, you see, with us. There should be log with us. Who was the contractor, and that record should be kept by the distribution. There's an accident takes place, nobody knows who did the wiring, who was the contractor. We want to have the accountability, as our friends have already talked. And let us catch those guys. We should daily monitor what is happening in the country. How many deaths, how many accidents, what are the snags. He should exclusively keep on working in, and then keep on reporting daily to the Minister of Power. He must know what is. He must keep his hand on the pulse. You see what is that? Because death is not an ordinary thing. Whatever the analysis or derivation they have made, they should be besides accountability, they should be circulated to all the engineers in the. Thank you so much for your efforts. Once again, thanks.
Now, Mr. Prabhakaran PV from Fluke India will talk about how technology can contribute in making electrical systems safer.
Why we get shock? Interestingly, we get shock primarily because of a few things. One is, in the entire system of electrical engineering, we, the human being, are the least resistant path. Our body resistance is just 1,500 ohms. Okay, that is very least resistance for electricity. That's why electricity can take a easy route to its origin through a human being. But if your earthing is proper, as Apav sir and Vahi sir correctly pointed out, if earthing is proper, then there is no way the electricity will take a route through you. And of course, you have to use your PPEs to ensure that you are protected always when you are doing electrically related works. And definitely what kind of accidents happens, even a 1 milliampere or a 5 milliampere of current can create a kind of heartbeat stopping. And 30 milliampere is good enough to kill you. Okay. And this depends on how long it is applied to a human being, then the severity of damages will be more. That is why you can see all the RCBs or the ELCBs, what you are taking has a capacity of 30 milliamp. You have to provide a 30 milliampere ELCB or RCD to protect your facility. And this is basically, if you are doing it properly and testing it while installation and periodically, then you can ensure that your system or the installation is protected to the designed specifications. As everyone said, the NEC is a good step towards achieving a safer India. And here you can see, we are talking about the polarity test, insulation resistance, then the loop impedance, phase sequencing. There are many things which we are talking, and this NEC is talking. And this is what actually you need to ensure that it is functioning so that you are safe and your facility is safe. Now, how Fluke helps you? When Fluke designs a product, what we do is we design a product according to IEC 61010 design standards and then test it to ensure whether it is meeting that standards, and then get it certified by at least 3 agencies like UL or CSA or TU before it get into any market. That's any of our product which gets into your hands are actually the safest instrument. Why it is required? When you are holding a multimeter or a electrical measuring device, what is in between you and the electricity, which is very dangerous, harmful thing, is only the instrument or 2 wires and the instrument and you, right? And anything happening in that instrument, if that instrument is not safe, then it is unsafe for you to use it in an electrically charged condition. Many a time, you know that your ELCB is not working when some tragedy happens because you have occupied that facility, you thinking that it is safe, and you never tested that ELCBs or RCDs. But here is a tool Fluke has launched many years before, maybe more than 30 years before, which is a complete all-in-one installation safety tester, which actually provides testing feature for the loop impedance, earthing, installation resistance, RCD response time, and even the earth resistance. Everything it can test in no time and without even tripping your facility. And this is a product which we sell it in thousands in developed countries like Europe and Australia. But in India, we were trying hard, but yes, I am very happy to say that in the last 2 years, we are able to see an uptick in people adopting this product for safety audits and safety inspections. The accidents happen in hospitals. How do you ensure that your X-ray machines are electrically safe? For that also, we have products. We have the appliance testers. We have the products to test the medical devices. When you are using a kettle in your facility or at your home, you have to ensure that the kettle is actually electrically safe and it is not taking, it is not putting your system into troubled waters. And if you want to do, then these are all the products required for you. And this test equipment will help you to ensure that the designed earth is functioning and the functional earth is functioning to ensure your facility is running smooth. That is how the earth needs to be tested. And to conclude, I would say that we need a stronger commitment. We need a bit of common sense or not to avoid safety principles. That means we should have the respect to the fellow being, and we should have the common sense to ensure the safety in every level.
Thank you all for your active participation in today's digital dialogue on how to make India electrically safe, powered by Fluke Corporation.
Hello viewers, I'm Neha Wagle. If you liked watching this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. And make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us so you never miss any of the latest industrial news from around the country and the world. Stay connected with us and keep watching Mojo4Industry for all the latest updates.